Welcome back to Sasha Said What She Said, where real life, medical bills, health insurance confusion, job benefits, family drama, and the fine print finally get explained without making your head hurt. Before we jump in, make sure you like, share, and comment. Send this to somebody who says, I'm healthy, I'm careful, that won't happen to me. Because today, baby, we are talking about a question most people do not want to ask. What happens if you miss 30 days of work because of an illness or injury? Not one day, not a long weekend, not I'll be back Monday. I'm talking about 30 days.
Whew, 30 days without working? My bills would start holding meetings without me.
Exactly. And that is why we need to talk about it. Because most people never think it will be them. They say, I'm super healthy. I eat right. I exercise. I'm careful. I don't do risky stuff. Cancer doesn't run in my family. No major illness runs in my family. I hardly ever go to the doctor. I'll be fine. And listen, I love confidence. I love being healthy. I love people taking care of themselves. But being healthy does not make you untouchable.
Life does not check your smoothie recipe before it sends a surprise.
Not at all. Life does not say, oh, she drinks green juice. Let me skip her. Unexpected things happen to responsible people, careful people, healthy people, hardworking people, people who pay their bills on time, people who mind their business, people who have plans. A car accident, a fall, a surgery, a diagnosis, a severe infection, a sports injury, a back injury, a hospital stay, a mental or physical health crisis, a complication nobody saw coming. And suddenly, the question is not just, do I have health insurance? The question becomes, can I afford to be off work for 30 days?
That question just walked in and sat down.
It needs to, because health insurance may help with covered medical care, depending on your plan, but health insurance does not usually replace your paycheck. Your paycheck does a lot. Your paycheck pays the rent. Your paycheck pays the mortgage. Your paycheck keeps the lights on. Your paycheck buys groceries. Your paycheck pays the car note. Your paycheck pays insurance. Your paycheck pays childcare. Your paycheck pays gas. Your paycheck helps the family breathe. So if that paycheck stops or gets cut down for 30 days, what happens?
The whole house feels it.
Exactly. The whole house feels it. Let's make this real. Meet Keisha. Keisha is 41 years old. She works full time. She has health insurance through her job. She has 2 kids, rent, a car payment, groceries, phone bill, light bill, and a little savings. Not a huge savings, but she has something. Keisha is careful. She does not think anything major is going to happen to her. She says what a lot of people say. I'm good. I have insurance. One morning, Keisha wakes up with pain in her side. At first, she ignores it. She takes some medicine, drinks water, tries to push through, because that's what working adults do.
We will be halfway sick talking about, let me just finish this shift.
Exactly. But the pain gets worse. She ends up in the emergency room. They run tests. She needs a procedure. Then the doctor tells her she cannot return to work for several weeks. Now, Keisha is looking at 30 days out of work. She has health insurance, yes, but she still may have copays, deductibles, prescriptions, follow-up appointments, and medical bills. Then here comes the real life bills. Rent is still due. The car note is still due. The kids still need food. The phone bill is still due. The light bill is still due. The gas tank still needs attention. And the family still needs life to keep moving.
The bills do not care that the doctor gave you a note.
They do not. Bills do not read doctor notes with compassion. They read due dates. And that's where people get caught. Keisha had health insurance, but she did not understand her job benefits. She had PTO, but only 1 week. She did not know if she had short-term disability. She did not know if she had hospital indemnity. She did not know if she had critical illness coverage. She did not know if she had accident coverage. She clicked through open enrollment and thought, I'll look at it later. But later showed up wearing hospital socks.
Not the hospital socks.
Yes, the socks with the grips on the bottom. That is not the time to start learning benefits. So let's talk about what could help in a situation like this. First, PTO. If you have paid time off, that may help for a few days or weeks. But the question is, how much PTO do you actually have? Do you have 3 days? 1 week? 2 weeks? Enough for 30 days? Because sometimes people say, I'll just use PTO, but they don't have enough PTO to cover a full month.
And sometimes you use PTO for the kids. Appointments, emergencies, school stuff. And by the time you need it, PTO is already tired.
Exactly. Second, short-term disability. Short-term disability may replace a portion of your income if you cannot work for a covered illness or injury, depending on the policy. It does not usually replace your full paycheck, and it may have waiting periods, rules, and required paperwork. But it may help create income when your paycheck is interrupted. This is one of the benefits people ignore because they think, I'm healthy. I don't need that. But short-term disability is not about whether you feel healthy today. It is about what happens if your body needs time to recover tomorrow.
Because recovery does not always care about your work schedule.
Not one bit. Third, hospital indemnity insurance. If you are admitted to the hospital for a covered reason, hospital indemnity may pay benefits depending on the policy. That money may help with medical costs or everyday expenses while you recover. Fourth, accident insurance. If your 30 days off work comes from a covered accident, accident insurance may help with things like ER visits, ambulance rides, x-rays, fractures, surgery, follow-up care, or therapy, depending on the policy. Fifth, critical illness insurance. If your 30 days out of work comes from a covered serious illness, like cancer, heart attack, stroke, or another covered condition, critical illness insurance may pay a benefit depending on the policy. Now let me be clear. Every policy is different. These are examples for educational purposes only. Benefits, exclusions, waiting periods, and claim rules vary. Always review your coverage and talk to a licensed benefit specialist before making decisions.
Translation? Do not guess. Read it before you need it.
Exactly, because guessing gets expensive. Now let's ask the real question. If you miss 30 days of work, how would you pay your bills? Would you use savings? Would you use credit cards? Would you borrow from family? Would you take out a loan? Would you pull from retirement? Would you fall behind? Would you start choosing which bill gets paid and which bill has to wait? That is not to scare you. That is to make you think. Most people are not financially prepared for a 30-day income interruption. They are working hard, but they are living close to the edge. 1 missed paycheck can hurt. 2 missed paychecks can shake the whole household.
And 30 days can turn into, how did we get behind this fast?
Exactly. That's why we have to stop thinking protection is only for other people. Unexpected illness and injury do not only happen to people who are careless. They do not only happen to people with family history. They do not only happen to people who are older. They do not only happen to people who look sick. Sometimes life hits people who were doing everything right. And when it happens, the question becomes, what plan did I already have in place? Not what plan do I wish I had? Not what plan did I mean to look at? Not what plan did HR mention that I skipped? What plan did I actually choose?
Because I was going to look into it does not pay rent.
No, it does not. So here are 5 questions I want you to ask yourself today. Number 1, if I missed 30 days of work, how much income would I lose? Number 2, do I have enough PTO? savings, or disability coverage to cover that gap? Number 3, if I was hospitalized, do I have anything that may help with extra expenses? Number 4, if I had an accident or serious illness, do I understand what benefits I actually have? Number 5, would I have to use credit cards, loans, family help, or retirement money to survive 1 month without work? And here is a bonus question. Did I decline coverage because I truly did not need it or because I did not understand it? That one matters.
That question will have people logging into their benefits portal tonight.
Good. That is the goal. Because this is not about fear. This is about preparation. I want people to enjoy life, travel, work, build, love their family, take care of their health. But I also want people to understand that financial protection is part of adult life. You can be healthy and still need a plan. You can be careful and still have an accident. You can have health insurance and still need income protection. You can have a job and still be financially vulnerable. You can have a family counting on you and still not know what happens if your paycheck stops. So before open enrollment, before you start a new job, before you ignore another benefits email, sit down and review your real life. How much money comes in? How much money goes out? What bills are due every month? Who depends on your paycheck? How much emergency savings do you have? What benefits do you already have? What benefits did you waive? What do you need explained? And please ask for help. Talk to HR. Call the insurance company. Speak with a licensed benefit specialist. Do not be embarrassed. Confusion is not the problem. Staying confused is the problem.
Because the bill already knows what it wants.
Exactly. The bill is very clear. We need to be clear too. So today's lesson is simple. Nobody thinks it is going to be them until it is them. And if it ever is you, I do not want you lying in bed sick, hurt, or recovering, trying to figure out how the rent is getting paid. I want you to have a plan before the crisis, a plan for your paycheck, a plan for your bills, a plan for your family, a plan for your peace. This has been Sasha Said What She Said, where we laugh, learn, and talk about the fine print before the bill starts acting brand new. Before we go, like, share, and comment. Tell me this, if you miss 30 days of work, would your household be okay? And remember, being healthy is a blessing, being careful is wise, but being prepared is a plan. Because baby, life does not always ask permission before it touches your paycheck.